Connor Blake, we'll start there. Obviously a guy who came into your systems late in the season. You got a lot of faith in 62.
Would you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's pretty good, right? He looks smooth out there, and I was even saying to Bergie, he doesn't look, he's not a big guy, but he looks bigger than he is because he plays with confidence. So, yeah, we're happy to have him.
That third period, you held him to only one shot. You know, you guys leaked the 6 on the net, but that's got to be huge, holding him to only one shot in the final frame.
Yeah, I think they probably executed their game plan a little bit better than us, but it's a tight game. I mean, the game-winning goal is kind of like a playoff bounce. I won't say a lucky bounce because there's no such thing as luck. If you get to the playoffs, you earn everything that you get. But they earned that bounce, and we didn't really earn one. But yeah, I thought it was a good hockey game.
Coach, just break down those first couple periods for us. I mean, you know, the team, there were spurts of good hockey, spurts of tough hockey. Just break down those first couple periods for us.
I think both sides. It's just the first game of playoffs, a little jittery. Ice wasn't great. Didn't look like a lot of bouncing pucks. But you can see when we're playing the right way, we can be a tough team to play against. So just back to the basics, simple hockey.
And how do you rebound on Sunday against this team? Like you said, close game.
Just play the next game. That's all. It's a bounce that they earned, and they win the game 2-1. So we file it away and have a good day tomorrow.
Eric Mittendorf, good to have him back in the lineup. His hockey IQ, ever since going up to the AAA league, has only improved. And Utica eliminated from playoff contention, so you never know who you're going to get down potentially before you head to Maine.
Yeah, who knows? I guess that might be official now that they are out. It's too bad to hear. Heck of a division that they're in the North and in the American League there. But yeah, Mitty's done a great job. He came in last year a little bit unsure and didn't define himself a role. We were kind of on a run too, so it was hard to get him in the mix the proper way. But yeah, he plays with confidence. He's a guy that's all over the puck. He has jump, and when he gets his confidence going, he's a guy that can be a game breaker.
Isaac Poulter, first pro playoff game for him. He was just a guy all game long, dialed in, made saves when he had to, and was really dialed in, tapping his stick on the ice, tapping his stick on the bench. He really showed up for his team.
Yeah, he's an excellent goaltender. His development's been awesome. From where he was at the beginning of last year till now, it's like a different human on and off the ice. And that's what our league's all about, the development process of these guys. So we're lucky to have him. He played a solid game just like he has every time out for us this year.
Matt Steve was out of the lineup tonight. Any chance he comes in on Sunday?
We'll make those decisions probably tomorrow afternoon.
Jackson Vandalees, missed the last couple of games of the regular season, came in tonight. What are your thoughts on his play?
I think we were all kind of feeling it out a little bit. If I were to be just completely honest and forward about everybody's performance, I think hit the nail on the head. There were some moments where we looked like the Thunder of the regular season. There were other moments where he looked a little bit jittery. So I think every single guy can play better and more consistent.
You said you felt they did a better job on the defensive end. Can you be specific? And how do you overcome that Sunday?
I think they blocked like 30 or 40 shots. So even though we're in the O-zone a lot, it can be demoralizing for you and very uplifting for the defensive side when they show that willingness to sacrifice their body. So I think our forwards have to be the ones that do a bit of a better job finding new lanes for the D to be available, whether it's for one-timers, catch and shoot, redirections, tips coming away from the net. So you only have the puck on your stick for like 2 minutes if you're the very best player in your league throughout the course of a 60-minute game. So we got to work harder without the puck.
Brian Conroy, another guy who came in systems late, but what did you like of that man-to-man kind of defense with him and Alex Kyle's battles tonight?
That's kind of why we got him here. We want to build our team from the net out, and we want to be hard to play against, and that's what he is. He's got really good feet, he's got a good stick, and he likes to play with a little bit of a bite. So, yeah, any chance you can get yourself matched up against Kyle, you have to play that way, or you're going to look foolish. So, he's a good hockey player.
Timur Brackhoff was added to your playoff roster, had some shoulder issues. Jeff said, he's probably about 2 weeks out from playing hockey. Have you had any communication up there at all with his progression?
Not a whole lot, but I believe his clear date is in the middle of this series. So Yeah, we haven't seen him. He's not in the building, so I know that Jazz will get a lot better feel when he does get here. And then we'll move forward with his health first, and then when he's ready to play, we'll get him in the line.
You know, there are a lot of guys playing their first professional playoff game. What was kind of that message in the locker room, if anything, to them?
Just stay even keel, enjoy the moment, have fun, work hard. We don't need to overcomplicate or overanalyze anything.
How big was that power play goal by Ashbrook to get you guys within one?
It was huge. It's kind of like the beginning of the season. You got to get that first one to believe you're going to score a goal again, right? I said that to them on the bench. Like, all right, we know we're going to score a goal in the playoffs, so just go play. But it was a well-executed play. It's too bad we couldn't execute later on. It looked like the puck was just jumping at the last second on us. Maybe that's shitters, maybe it's ice, maybe it's a combination. But special teams are certainly going to be a catalyst on both sides of this series.
Coach, you said playoff hockey. Talk about the physicality in this one. I mean, just from the press box and looking at it, it seemed like you guys were more physical than Maine coming into tonight. The way you guys played.
Yeah, for my liking, I wish it were more physical. I like if you have an opportunity within our structure, not reaching for it. Everybody needs to finish hits because they add up. That mileage adds up, and every time we turn away from one, that's an absorption of body weight that they don't have to handle, and it's not conducive to success around this time of year. So we were fairly physical, but I like to ramp it up a little bit within our structure.
Coach, did you feel like you guys did a good job of taking advantage of certain opportunities that came through more than once? And if so, how do you make sure you take advantage of those coming the next game?
Yeah, no, I don't think we did. I mean, obviously it was a good start on the power play there with a beautiful goal on and off the stick. But then later on we couldn't execute when we had those chances. And those 6 shots on goal in the final frame at home in game 1 when you're down 1 is certainly not enough. So I think we don't grip sticks, right? It's the playoffs, but we didn't move the nets. You know what I mean? They're not all of a sudden moving back and forth. They're still planted in the middle of the rink. And all the paint out there is the same, right? The boards are the same. The rink's the same size. So it's just about have the mentality that you don't have to change anything. Maybe play a little bit harder and even simpler for that matter.
I don't know if fail is the right word. You mentioned kind of not having that physicality that you had hoped. You know, is it just a matter of, okay, we regroup tomorrow and, you know, come up with a game plan and see what happens? Or was there just one thing that you just thought the board checking or the physicality was just off?
No, I thought we were close, right? It's hockey. It's hard to be perfect. You're never going to be perfect, but I don't look at anything as a failure. It's always looked at as a room and an opportunity to grow and get better. So that's what we've done all season long, and that's what we'll continue to do now.
How big is it for you guys to pick up a win on Sunday at home before heading out to Maine?
Huge. Must-win game for sure.
You know, you were here when the Thunder made the playoffs before. You know, there were 2,000 fans for a playoff game. That would be a success for Petrovic, and then, you know, the coalition took over. You know, seeing the growth of hockey and the fans here, what was it like, though, seeing, 5,000 plus out there?
It's special. That's what we set out to do. It's personal for Coach Bergen and I. We're from here. We live here. Our families are here. We have lots of friends here. And we want everyone to have the positive experience that we've grown to see being part of the Adirondack Thunder community. So it's really cool. And hopefully we can get that next one on home ice for everybody that's been supporting us.
Poulter back in net on Sunday?
Yeah, that's the plan. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Thanks, Coach.
Ski, so just your thoughts on this one as a whole, 2-1 loss, just your thoughts on the game.
Yeah, that's, I mean, that's a tough one. I think they capitalized on their chances. We gave them we made a couple of mistakes, and they put it in the back of the net, and we had our chances, and we didn't capitalize. I mean, I think all in all, for this group being a young team, I think it's a good learning experience. I mean, that's a tough game. Playoffs any night, you can go up against a hot goalie, and I mean, we had a hot goalie too. It's just sometimes like that power play goal. We had 3 sticks going in on the middle guy. We knew that they were trying to hit it to that bumper guy, and he caught a piece of it and it went in. I mean, it's a tough one, but yeah, it's a good learning experience for us. I mean, to know that every single minute of the playoffs count, and especially when you're up against a hot goalie. If you're only putting up 1 goal, I mean, bounces happen, plays happen. I mean, yeah, it's tough. We just got to regroup here and stay positive.
You being one of the veterans on this team, Coach talked about maybe the jitterness of the first playoff game.
Yeah.
It was a very young team.
Yep.
What do you say to those guys that, going into game 2 is you already got that first game under your belt, maybe get rid of that jitterness, nervousness, and play the way we know how?
Yeah, I think you saw it as the game went on too. I think guys started to play a little more like themselves as the whole team, even myself included. I mean, I was so excited going into this game. It's hard not to be when you look around the room and see all the talent we have and the great year that we have, and I mean, we have the team to do it. It's just putting it all together, and I think, we just came out and made a couple mistakes, and they capitalized on them.
Coach MacArthur said one thing that was missing from your guys' game tonight was that extra effort to forecheck and that extra effort for physicality. Think that was missing too, you being one of the guys that likes to mix it in the fray after a whistle?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, after the whistle stuff, I'm not trying to get too much into that because, I mean, last thing I want to do is put the team down. But physicality for sure. I found it was a different feel off the start of the game. I was talking to Fee and some of those guys after the first, and I was like, I didn't really get a chance to get my bumps in and kind of feel like I'm really in it. I know myself included, like, that first period, I came into the locker room feeling like a little off. I mean, it's one of those things where you have to create your own energy and get the fans into it, because once the fans here are into it, they're the seventh man for sure. So, I mean, for me, it's just finding those opportunities without putting myself out of position to get my bumps in and feel good, and just playing that hard physical hockey that we have been playing for most of the year. I think we started, and I think, like I said, a little bit of jitters, and guys just it affected our game a little bit for sure. I mean, that wasn't a full 60 minutes of 80K hockey, and I mean, the results showed it. So,
you take a look at a guy like Connor Blake, who came in late in March, and now he's, a top guy, power play #1, quarterbacking, playing all these minutes. What do you say to a guy like him? I mean, this is a very young playoff team, not a lot of experience. I mean, yourself included.
Yeah, I mean, it's just finding your game, getting into it right away. Like I said, for me, it's finding those bumps. For Blaker, I don't think he's going to throw a massive hit, but getting your body into it physically and then getting your brain into it mentally. I mean, now that we're out of this first game, I think it's a good chance for us to just regroup and start the right way. I mean, because that was kind of it. We were kind of on our heels a little bit. We didn't play a bad game, but we didn't play our game.
What's your message to the boys tomorrow when you get here?
Just regroup. I mean, tomorrow's a day where you get what you need. I know myself, I want to get out there and get my feet moving and just get back into it. I mean, 7-game series are a lot of fun. It's one of those things where we can't hold our head and pout. It's today was today and tomorrow's a new day, and we put it behind us and get back to work and get back to our game.
How big is it for you guys to take game 2, knowing after game 2 you guys have 3 games left remain?
I mean, we're just going to focus one game at a time here, every day. I mean, tomorrow I'm going to focus on tomorrow. I'm going to go out there and get what I need, and then on Sunday wake up and that's game day, and then my whole day will be focused on my first shift. And then once that first shift is done, my second shift. I don't want to look ahead and get ahead of ourselves. It's obviously a big game because you don't want to go down two games, but for us as a group, the message is clear. I mean, it's just focus on every single shift. Focus, be in the moment, play in the moment, and every single day get better. So,
how critical is it to take advantage of those scoring opportunities, especially when you bring yourselves within one? During the second.
Yeah, it's big. I mean, like I said, sometimes you're going to go up against a hot goalie, and it's not going to be a pretty goal. We had our chances in front where the puck's just sitting there and it's just bearing down a little bit more and shoveling into the back of the net. I think as the game went on, we started to create more traffic in front of the net, and we started to struggle a little bit with that, with the rebounds and stuff. But Yeah, like I said earlier, it's a great learning experience for the group. It is a younger group, and just figuring out as a whole how, okay, we're up against a hot goalie. Once we get one, then we just keep going, right? It's gonna be one of those things where once a hot goalie starts letting in a goal or two, and then all of a sudden he starts to play a little off, right? So it's focusing on that next shift and focusing on when you do have an opportunity in this position, you gotta do everything you can to bear down and put it in the back of the net.
Comments omitted from the playoffs, but you take a look at that group that's in that locker room right now. You guys know that you could have played better in game one.
Yeah, I think that there's some things that we'd like to have back. I think there are times we really dominated, which is what we should be doing as much as we can during the game. But yeah, I think that obviously we lost, so could have played a little bit better, definitely. But I think we're going to regroup tomorrow and be amped up and ready to go for Sunday.
Skeoch mentioned that it's probably a really good learning opportunity for you guys, especially with such a young core group of guys that have never played in the playoffs before. Obviously, it was a different beast. You had your chances there. You just ran into a hot goaltender, and playoffs are a different beast in the regular season.
Yeah, that's going to happen. I mean, kind of the adage is that regular season doesn't matter when playoff starts, and that's pretty true for us today. But no, I think that we have some guys that we're a young group, but I think that we have the resiliency and the mental wherewithal to be able to know what we have to do and to be able to execute that when it comes time.
You know, you 2 games off last weekend. You get back in the lineup tonight, 5 shots on goal. What was it like out there for your first playoff game?
Yeah, no, it was awesome. Kind of worked the whole regular season up to this moment, and yeah, no, it was a great feeling. The crowd was phenomenal. They really pumped us up. But yeah, no, it was good to be back, and I'm excited to go for the rest of the series here.
What does this team need to do to regroup going into Sunday? And as Coach said, probably a must-win type of game.
Yeah, no, I think that we need to remember what got us here and how we are successful as a team. And I mean, that's going to be different for every team, and we know deep down what we got to do. So tomorrow is going to be about reminding ourselves about that, but also knowing that, I mean, we're here, and we're supposed to be here, and we're going to be excited to continue here.
Big thought.
All right, thanks, guys.
So Tristan, a big first playoff goal for you to get the team within 1. Take me through that goal.
Yeah, it was a good setup on the power play. Harps shot it and just right place at the right time. Found it.
How big was that for you guys, knowing it was a double minor? You know, you guys are down 2 to get yourself back to the game there.
Yeah, that was big. I mean, you know, you never want to wish double minor to happen. You know, it's for injury's sake, but Welsher was all right, and yeah, we went on the power play, ended up converting, and yeah, had a little momentum going into the 5-on-5 again.
You kind of feel like you guys got the jitters out now that you had this game under your belt?
Yeah, definitely. You know, it was mine, and I know a handful of other guys' first playoff game in pro, so didn't exactly know what to expect. But now that we have a good feel for it, I think it should be a little more normal, and should have a little better focus going into it.
Do you think it helps you kind of tonight? Obviously, you guys get the jitters out. A lot of like we said, a young team. Just everybody getting those jitters out and being ready for game 2 to kind of take game 2 before heading out to Maine for 3 games.
Yeah, we'll you know, study up from this game and start preparing for Sunday. Hopefully, you know, have another good game Sunday and have it go our way, and then yeah, big 3 games up in Maine after that.
Obviously, your last period, you guys only holding 1 shot. That's got to be a confidence boost for you guys, kind of heading into Sunday.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that, but we had a good push in the 3rd period. Ultimately, didn't end up finding the back of the net, but we were playing some good hockey. Just you don't always get rewarded for that.
What was this environment like in game 1? To play in front of this fan group, 5,000 plus being here, what was that environment like on the ice?
It was unbelievable. I mean, the fans were they were with us every step of the way, and you know, we were hoping to do a little more to get them out of their seat. But I mean, the support's been incredible all year, so it's a lot of fun playing at home, and I don't expect you know, the attendance to waver at all going down the stretch. So it should be a lot of fun.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.